Hello guys, it's me Gleff back again and welcome back to another video. This weekend we had public testing with the new Mystic rework and some more information. So I will go through the blog post and then I will jump straight into the public testing server and check out the Mystic rework. If you're planning to buy gold on Realm of the Mad God, well, use my code GLEF29 on the RotMG web hub for 10% extra gold on any purchase, and that supports me, and you will get a little bit of extra gold, so that is awesome. Let's jump straight into the public testing. Public testing is live this weekend with the Season 30 Part 1, Mystic Rework and more surprises. New season, Retro Winds. A breath of nostalgia is sweeping through the realm. This season, we're letting a retro vibe take center stage as we enter the new season. Check out the new equipment reskins and this season's special rewards and activities. Retro Winds. We're introducing reskins of tier 13 weapons, armors and engravings. Weapons. Well, we have the Retro Wind dagger, dagger, bow staff, wand, sword and katana. We got robe, leather armor and a heavy armor. We also got one engraving, Retro Wind's engraving. The Retro Wind equipment will drop with guaranteed rarity, and the engravings have the following effect. Retro Wind's weapon, on player shoot, call lightning dealing 500 damage, increases dexterity by 9% of bonus speed. Retro Wind's armor, on player hit, gain 9 dexterity, lasting 9 seconds, 18 seconds cooldown, adds plus 3 defense. Complete our following missions, battle pass and run feature dungeons to obtain tokens. We have prepared two types of tokens, the Retro Wind's weapon token and the Retro Wind armor token. Once you collected 20 tokens, you can change them for a chest of choice, respectively a Retro Wind's weapon selection chest and Retro Wind's armor selection chest. That's how they look. We got some Retro Wind emotes. This is Wyvern, I think. The Shaitan boss, Spider-Dan boss, Forgotten King, that's cool with gumballs. That's a retro emote. Then a Malphas and a Leviathan, I think that is. We got a new battle pass. I'll check that out later in the video. We got a new Shadow Feather Rogue skin. We got a Sweep Gator Mystic skin. That looks really cool. I like both of them. Very nice. We got a mission tree. I will check that out later. It looks pretty small. Interesting. We got types of rewards. Well, we have new emotes, new titles, Retro Wind's weapon and tokens engraving, and Retro Wind armor tokens and engravings. Dungeon events. Well, first week, Division's Locker, the Nest, then Ocean Trench and Spectral Penitentiary. Third week is Puppet Monsters Encore and Cultist Hideout. Then we have Mountain Temple and The Void. The Crucible for this season, throughout this season, check out this active Crucible from start to finish. Plus 5 attack, plus 10 defense. Shots over 15 damage have 30% chance to inflict you with exposed for 3 seconds. Cooldown 4 seconds. Okay, I guess you get the loot bonus and XP bonus and everything with that. We got some new shinies. Ooh, we have the Hamayumi here. We have the Druid ability from Crystal Cavern. This is a skull, I think. This is the Crystallized Vigor Spellblade. We got the Forgotten Ring, and then we have the Leaf Staff from Woodland Labyrinth. Yeah, the Elder Heartwood Staff. Okay, that's interesting. Mystic Rework. This is going to be very interesting. The time has finally come for Mystic to get a class rework. Mystic was a fairly hard class to figure out how to rework, as its iconic ability function did not have much depth to work with from an item design standpoint. Because of this, the class has taken a new direction, removing stasis from most orbs and replacing it with a brand new functionality revolving around an effect called Hex. Hex is a brand new effect that the Mystic can apply to enemies by hitting them with their weapon while they have any orb equipped. Hex is attract per player and can stack up to 100. Be careful though, if no new Hex stacks are applied for 3 seconds, the enemy will lose all of their Hex stacks. The effect does nothing on its own, but is used by the Mystic's brand new ability functionality. Hex stacks can be viewed on enemies via an icon displayed on them that builds up every 25 stacks, like this up here, and it looks like that. Consuming Hex. When the Mystic uses their ability, they will now consume the Hex on all abilities within an area around their mouse. Consuming Hex does damage to all enemies in the AoE based on base damage value, but also does additional damage to any new enemies with Hex stacks. With the damage increasing, the more stacks they have. Okay. In addition, orbs can also trigger additional effects on consuming a certain amount of Hex stacks. This allows us to build unique effects on orbs that can't be spammed, or abilities that increase in potency the more stacks you consume. So here's an example. Consume 25 Hex on an enemy, grant Berserk to self and allies within 6 tiles for 5 seconds. Every 25 Hex consumed, gain 4, 7, 10, 12 Dex buff for 5 seconds. Items, tiered orbs. Tiered orbs are fairly simple cursing, and having a solid Hex consumption activate, dealing higher base damage than some UTs have the extra effects. Also, when consuming 25 Hex stacks on an enemy, tiered orbs will apply Petrify to them for 3 seconds. Okay, so the first orb here, we have Enchantment Orb. Enchantment Orb is a powerhouse that scales on Dex, grants you Berserk, and grant additional Dex buffs based on the Hex stacks you consume. All this attack speed can let you build up a Hex even faster to swap to other orbs to consume it. Okay. Orb of Conflict. Conflict is no longer grants you speedy, but still gives damaging, and has an attack scaling Hex activate. Plus now rends the souls of your enemies into shards, creating little summons that will pulse AoEs, dealing damage to nearby enemies. With more shards created, the more stacks you consume. Then we have Orb of Aether. Aether has been giving a Hex activate and have been cleaned up a little bit to make it nicer to use. The Aether trap is now spawned on an ability proc, so you can continue using the orb or another orb while the trap is on cooldown. In addition, the cooldown of the Aether trap has been reduced to 3 seconds, so now you can have 2 out at once. Vision of Draconis. This orb is mostly unchanged, still spawning powerful summons to attack your enemies. But now instead of sap, it fires a projectile so that it can scale on wisdom. This orb won't interact with Hex and instead has its power self-contained. Then we have the Shatters one here. Primal Arcana. This orb is also mostly unchanged, only receiving the ability to apply Hex stacks, so you can use it in tandem with another orb, swapping back and forth using Arcana to stack faster. I like that because I really love the Primal Arcana orb, so I'm happy they didn't change that much. And we are getting a new orb, Titan's Heart. Drops from the Sandstone Titan in the Ancient Ruins, and it's literally a rock. That's nice, I guess. And we have some set changes, but I really want to jump into the testing server and check out the Mystic. Okay, let's check out the different orbs we got here. So Hex, well, when you shoot a target, it can be invulnerable. You will see the Hex meter go up, and now it's full. And if you wait 3 seconds, it should disappear. You gotta start over again. So you gotta be quite focused to see when your ability is available. And like that. You see, the Hex meter is full. Now these 5 ghosts will spawn and hunt the different targets around. And I will show you a clip here when I tried that out at Chicken Oryx. Titan's Heart, and well, effect on enemy. This is just a curse one, and it gives you plus 6 defense for 6 seconds. It doesn't do anything with Hex. Then we have the Soul of the Bearer. This is the speedy version of the orbs. Then we have this one, the Stone. Applying 1 hex, stacking up to 100, fires additional shots, consume hex on enemies within 5.3 squares, dealing a lot of damage, and bullet spawn. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. Okay. Oh, okay. It's not really though. Damn, that's a lot of shots. Let's see if we can do how much damage we can do. Boom. Okay, that's quite. Okay. Okay, interesting. Then we have the Visions of Draconis. This hasn't changed that much. It's still these like following things with your cursor. And then we have the Orb of Aether. Well, it spawns a sentry and paralyzes and slows enemies. So it's quite nice if you want to have a target standing still to be able to go up with your hex meter. Then we have the normal tiered tome, and this will just do damage. And it's around, like it's in a radius when you use it and stack up. Oh, they died too fast. I guess the perfect bosses to try this out on is like Oryx 3 or so, bosses that have a lot of HP. Not these small ones. The Primal Arcana didn't change that much. It only gives Hex. So yeah, that's nice, I guess. Then we have the Orb of Conquest. And what did this do? Just damage. Unleash a burst of force-burning projectiles. Ah, okay. So it's just a projectile, like around. Ah, so the more the meter is up, the more bullets that will shoot from the middle, I guess, yeah. Okay, that's quite nice, I guess. And then we have the Orb of Sweet Demise. Well, this will give weak for 3 seconds. That's kinda nice, I guess. Let's see if we can build it up. Yeah, okay, weak. I guess that's quite nice. And then we have the Enchantment Orb, and this will give you Dexterity buff, get Berserk for you and your allies. So yeah, I kind of like the rework. I see what Deca is doing here. I'm not really sure that the tiered ones are that satisfying, and I can't really use this one right now. Unleash an additional burst of poison on the enemy, dealing 500 damage plus 1 for every mana over 300. Let's see if we can build this up and try it out. The Command Cornea. Okay, so it's just a poison. Okay. But yeah, I'm seeing where Deca wants to go with this, but I'm not really sure that it's like perfect yet, but it's at least very much more interesting than the last version of the Orb and Mystic overall. What do you think about this? Comment down below. Join my 5,000 gold giveaway. It's down in the comments, and use my code Gleff29 on the RotMG web hub. And I'll see you guys later in another video. Bye bye.